Hello, how's it going? There's some news that is pretty interesting and some news that I want to share with you. So, what I have open right now is Google, and I've just gone on Agricultural Bank of China digital currency. And apparently, um, they sent this screenshot of this digital currency that is state owned and that they're planning to roll out. So let's take a look at what this is all about. So this is an article dated April 15th, 2020. So Agricultural Bank of China rolls out test app for for the prospective digital currency. So this is something that is happening, something that's real and pretty much legit, and this is something that we have to keep our eyes on to see what it means in the wider community. China's digital currency might be integrated with the country's financial ecosystem sooner than expected, even with all of the things that are happening right now. So this is after one of its state-owned bank, ABC, released an application that accommodates the prospective central bank currency. So they're gonna have a virtual yuan, and it seems like China might be the first one to roll this out on a large scale. And it says that screenshots were circulated on WeChat this week in regards to this milestone, according to the information shared. It appears ABC has already developed a front-end interface to enable client interaction with digital currencies. So, what we'll be looking at is something like this. All right, this is just the wallet. Everything is in Chinese, so this is a picture of that. So, this is something that's happening, and it's saying this innovation is set to accelerate China's shift towards digital currency payment networks, a project that has received much emphasis since Facebook announced Libra. All right. So there's some people who are saying that this. So there's a mixed sentiment. So some people are saying that America is still trying to figure out if they should put on a face mask while China pushes out a revolutionary technology, while other people think that this is not really as big as it sounds because it's only a proof of concept but not a real pilot program. So there's a mixed sentiment, but one thing for sure is that China is really moving forward with this. So China's central bank digital currency wallet revealed, and this one is showing us the screenshot and pretty much the same story. So some reports said that the app is only accessible to customers on a whitelist in four regions: Shenzhen, Xiong'an, Chengdu, and Suzhou, which means that not everyone's able to use it. So is this really out? Are they trying to just build sentiment? Is this really happening? So it's important to know how this is really going to happen. But what I want us to really think about as trading individuals is what this means for global macroeconomics. And what it seems like to me is that through this innovation of this app, um, not an app, of this digital currency, it's going to change a lot of things, starting with the with the whole concept of the dollar, the physical American dollar being the world reserve currency, undisputed. And this is also going to speed up certain other entities and companies and individuals who are involved in digital currencies and things like that. But what it's showing us is that this change is inevitable and it is imminent. Okay? So let's take a look at this. So this is Libra. So there's Libra, right? And then there's Libra Association. So the Libra Association is an independent membership organization headquartered in Geneva, Switzerland. So after the Senate hearing, Mark Zuckerberg moved, rented an office in Switzerland, where this is the real financial capital of the world, where the Bank of International Settlements is. And through this, what they're doing is they're renegotiating how they envision this Libra to be. And they're doing this through the Swiss, which is where the World Economic Forum is, and so many other international organizations. So this move is also something that is imminent, and just because he hasn't launched it yet does not mean that he's not going to. It's just going to be modified. So this website just speaks about this whole Libra coin, the Zuckbuck as it's being called, how they plan to implement it, and this is the team, all right? And all of these people are involved in the Libra Association. This is a CEO of another company, okay? And this is also, all of these individuals are in different companies. So what this is showing us is that we have two conceptual frameworks that we can see. So there's the American and there's the Eastern, like East and West. So with the American framework, we have a group of people who are calling each other into a room and saying, all right, I want us to make a digital currency. So let's decide how we are going to make it work. And through all of this conversation, they raise a lot of points, and some said yes, some said no. While on the other end, we have China, who says, we have decided that we are going to launch a digital currency, and that's the end of the story, you know? So these two ideologies show us certain things that are available, or that are in different matrices or different world systems or political systems. And through this, we have a chance to weigh out which one has the potential to be quick on its feet, and how this is going to change how we see the world and how we see commerce. Because once China rolls this out, it means that it is the biggest distributor of any digital currency, right? Because of its 1.4 billion population, it will effectively have a wide-reaching hold on its people and all other people who want to trade with China. So this is also implicated in the entire BRI, the Belt and Road Initiative, which leads to the question that when this currency is launched, how applicable will it be to the countries that are in the Belt and Road, in the New Silk Road? And because of this, it means that they might probably be a high demand for this new innovation that is coming, or that is spearheaded by China. And at the same time, Libra wants to be the first one to come out with this. And in terms of Libra, when they do launch this, if it was going to be on Facebook, it meant that the reach of this Libra would be the 2 billion people who are already on Facebook, but they they intend to target an additional 1.7 billion people who are generally unbanked, and that is the huge target or market. And this is the only way that Facebook can actually grow. So to Mark Zuckerberg and his team, this is a logical step, and they are relentlessly going over that, going after that. So here with this Libra Association, all of these are companies, and all of these companies are involved in this. So there were more companies like Mastercard and PayPal and all of that, and they pulled out. But we see that there's some really big companies, and through this, what we are actually discovering is that this type of digital currency will be more like a corporate currency, all right, while the Chinese currency will be more leaning to, will be more political, all right, political and controlled centrally, definitely controlled in a way that all things in China are controlled and distributed. So this could also be a good thing in the sense that when we're looking at the effectiveness of policies in China, moving out of this slump that we are in, we'll see that China was is effective in terms of it being able to directly command their society in a way that is effective down the ranks, that they can say something in Beijing and the chain reaction is electric quick, while the same process will take a different course in any other Western country. So in this sense, China can just decide that they are launching this coin, and it will be up to the people in charge of the People's Republic to make sure that it works. But basically, it's all a system whereby people have already decided in China, and then they just do it. In America, they decide and then they discuss. So it takes a different trajectory, and even with the whole structure of this payment system, we see that it seems to be taking a very different shape from the other one. So let's look at this quickly and then just wrap this up. So this is Libra Association, distances itself from global digital currency. This is dated April the 20th, 2020. Alright, the Libra Association has entered into the first phase of the payment system licensing process. So this is really going forward, and these are the people who are going to be doing it. But its global plans have been replaced with several localized stable coins. In what appears to be a decision to appease financial regulators, many of whom were concerned with the creation of a single digital currency via a largely unregulated sector, the Libra Association will now create several different stable coins which are tied to currencies in different markets. For example, one could be created in North America where the value of the coin is pinned against the US dollar, while another could be created in Europe and tied to the euro or the pound sterling. It dilutes the idea of a globalized digital currency, the vision of Facebook, and lessens the flexibility of the association, as there are more moving parts, but it will keep the regulators happy. So this is a primer to get us into the mood of accepting a certain structure that might resemble what we already have, but at the end of the day, there's going to be a controlling force. So we'll see how this actually unfolds. So you can just read the rest of the article. Some interesting information here. But as far as I'm concerned, all that I wanted to share with you was this news about China's digital currency, and just my views on how this can affect so many things in the markets. This can affect so many currencies and trades, But however, objectively speaking, if they do launch this technology, it will be regarded as a technological advancement amidst so many problems in the world right now. So this um, is looking to be bullish for China. However, in the long run, there are so many concerns of how China is going to use this information, this power, and this ability to surveil people and um, influence their financial freedom. However, at the same time, this is still happening regardless that banks still regulate every payment that goes into our bank accounts. If you make a bank transfer that's over a certain amount, you might get a call from the bank. Why? Because they use surveillance on everyone. So the question is not, are people going to surveil the system, but the question is, what sort of people are they worried about? So it's not about, is are people going to see the transactions? It's all about what sort of people are going to see them, which determines what they're going to do with that information. So as we move into a new world of different trust, we're not supposed to forfeit our own privacy, but we're supposed to look objectively. But this is something that is imminent and happening right now at the moment, and this is in a way unstoppable. So as it's unfolding, this is what I'm looking at, and this is in the news, and a lot of people might not know it, but from what I gather, very few people know this. So um, let's see and let's closely monitor how this further on unfolds. So thanks a lot. See you soon.